Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Cyclops FPV and today I'll be reviewing the CRUX3 1S ELRS by HAPPYMODEL. Now, there's been a few changes in the FPV world which is going to be a game changer. And originally I tried to buy this model, but the shops all over the place was out of them. This is the 2022 edition, and I was going to fit the Walksnail system, the HD system, into my existing Modeler 7, but I worked out it's going to be a little bit too heavy for that, and it'll probably act a bit clumsy. So my thought process was to get this, being a 3-inch 1S quad, it will lift the weight up a lot easier. Now, Beta FPV have now come up with their own 75 and 65mm frames with 35mm props and 45mm props, probably to compensate for the weight. So you got the same size frames but with bigger rings to take the props. Usually you'd go down in kV for bigger props, but apparently you can use higher kV with the same motors on it, or you can change the motors out. But I've heard that there's been a lot of positive views with these systems, and they fly really great, and they've even accepted them in races. So I've got some on the way, and I'm going to probably review it in my next video. Anyway, I'll be doing some flight footage at the end of this, so you'll be able to see for yourself how it goes. Now this is got a 400 milliwatt VTX in it. It's got the HAPPYMODEL EX12 2025 11,500 kV motors, PH2 connector, not very good, Caddx Ant camera. I believe it's the same flight board as the Modeler 6, pretty sure it is. It's got the ELRS ceramic antenna on there, and you get another canopy, probably a TPU made mount for the Peanut and the Insta360 Go, I do believe, but I won't be using that because I'll be changing this to Walksnail. Use a free 75mm prop, which is 3 inches. You get that for the camera as well, but I'm going to be swapping that out, so it don't matter. You get a couple of stickers. You get your 75mm 3-inch blades, a couple of these they're like pads for the battery, but they don't work that well. Couple of spare rubber bands, screws and prop remover, and a screwdriver. The other reason I like this as well, it's got the large screws in there, so hopefully that won't need changing out to put the Walksnail VTX on there. So all you have to do is just take that plug out and solder 4 wires onto the board, and that's it. You got yourself a HD system. So that's quite good. So that's my plan for this. Now, being the bigger bladed quad, it will lift up a lot more weight, and by the time I swap things over and directly solder it, it's not going to weigh much than it already weighs now, which is 40 gram. I flew this in the video you're about to see on a GMB 750, and it lifted that all right and flew incredibly well. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I think these are gem fan blades. There's no writing on there, but they look like gem fan more. Is there any writing on there? There is actually, but I can't make it out. That's even with wearing my glasses. I'd say they're gem fan, either that or HQ, because they make very similar props. The frame is not the same as the CRUX3 2S version, I don't think. This looks a bit thinner, about 2mm thick, I'd say that was. And they used the 4 mounted motor screws. Yeah, so that's about it really. This is gonna have the HD system built in and all dialed up. But like I said, I've got this new frame coming out, and because I've got the baby. I made my viewers on my channel will know that I've built like an 80mm version of this using the Modular 6 parts, and I called it my baby Crux. Well, I want to try that. That's an open prop configuration like this. It's exactly the same as this but smaller, with the 45mm blades, and we'll see if it is a game changer, especially on the thrust. And that's why I bought this, because of the thrust. It's got much more thrust to lift a slightly heavier camera, but it's only, if anything, by the time I take everything off this, it's probably going to weigh about 1 gram more. And the batteries I use can be up to 5 gram difference anyway, depending which ones I'm taking. So really, it's a no-brainer. A Whoop would struggle, whereas this is going to make a very light meal out of it. Anyway, I'll put the flight video on there, and I'll see you there. I'll see you in a bit. Okay folks, so this is my flight of the CRUX3 1S. This ELRS version is version 2, so make sure that matches your transmitter and whatnot. And yeah, so this is the just a quick flight really. I'm using a GMB 720 battery. I didn't fly it all the way down. I'm going to try and keep my videos short and to the point. This is just a demonstration video how this thing flies. It's quite nifty for a little quad. I didn't touch the rates. I chose the highest rates that was on the Betaflight system, and I've also chose a slow one, because the intention is that when I eventually put the HD system on now, I'm not really going to be using it for freestyle. I'm going to be using it more for sort of like cruisy, explore sort of flights, to explore things. Because if I do come down, I don't really want to smash up £100 camera, and you know, so I think it's what HD is really for, you know, the finer details. So I'll be using it for the more cruisier flights. But yeah, this is very capable for a 1S. You get a lot of hang time, and a lot of slow sort of maneuvers with a lot of hang time, and a lot of time to sort of like do other things. Because of the big props, it winds down nice and slow, and it's very, very smooth. I had a bit of trouble yesterday with it when I first took it out. It kept sort of like, I was losing thrust here and there. It turned out that the battery I was using was, I think it's basically had it. It just couldn't cope with the current draw, and it sort of hesitated a bit. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of these cameras. They're very hit and miss with the electrical noise on this. It's if it was vibration, you'd be getting jello, but this is definitely electrical noise. Um, the flickering and that. So yeah, I've had this problem with a lot of them. I think it's the carbon frame that interferes with the signal. Stationary, it's okay if you've got the motors switched off and it's sitting there in you know without the in a disarmed mode. It's okay, but as soon as you arm the motors, you get all this sort of flickering. But anyway, yeah. So that was that. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Hopefully, be HD then.